Coaches and judges have been welcomed out to the shooting line, and they'll be shortly followed by the teams from Colombia and Mexico. Let's go to the stadium announcer for the team introductions.
On target number 1, representing Colombia. En la paca número 1, representando a Colombia, Sara López. María Valentina Suárez. Y Alejandra Usquiano. On target number 2, representing Mexico. En la paca número 2, representando a México, Andrea Becerra. Mariana Bernal. Y Dafne Quintero. The judge for this match will be, la jueza de línea para este match será Zuli Molina.
Well, here we go. Colombia versus Mexico for the compound women's team gold medal match. Nikki, you've got about 30 seconds to tell us how this is going to work.
Okay, so we're going to shoot 4 ends of 6 arrows. That's 2 per athlete. They're going to shoot 1 each per team, then switch over to the other team, and we'll finish up the last 6 arrows. More score. High score wins.
Oh, you only used about 13 of those 30 seconds, Nikki. So it gives you a chance to tell you about these lineups. Sara Lopez in the Colombian team is probably the MVP in this group of 6. Mexico lining up with Andrea Becerra, Mariana Bernal and Dafne Quintero, but it will be Colombia's Alejandra Usquiano, 29 years old, world number 9, to get the match underway. Boom, that's a good way to start. Here's the youngster, Maria Suarez, 21 years old, world number 29. Some great role models to look up to in Usquiano and Lopez. And she holds her own, the 21-year-old, with a 10.
Nine.
7-time Hyundai Archery World Cup champion Sara Lopez. It's been a challenging season for her. But 29 start for Colombia. Over to Mexico.
9.
Quintero leading the line. Oh, marked for a measure. Here's Mariana Bernal. Just 19 years old. It's a young Mexican team. Quintero 20, Bernal 19, and Becerra, shooting 3rd, is just 22 years old.
Eight.
You really see this wind coming in now, can't you? Look at the flags in the background. It's going to be really tough. Might be knocking the archers around a little bit, but it is coming towards them, which is better than a crosswind.
10.
And the trademark high five to the coach.
Yeah, I hope he's got his wrist supports.
9.
Both going right for Lopez, but a 57 out of a maximum 60 is a great start for Colombia.
Yes, 10. 10. Nueve, 9.
So 55 for the Mexicans, not a bad start. And of course, that first arrow from Daphne Quintero could get marked up from a 9 to a 10. But Nikki, it's interesting, isn't it, the dynamics of the teams. You saw as Bernal was drawing for her second arrow, as she went through the process of drawing, she was smiling at a comment that one of her teammates had made. There's a lot of sort of lovely energy about the Mexican teams, and there's also a beautiful sign of serenity within the Colombian teams. It's all about what works for you, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. We see different things happen in different teams, but you know how they collaborate together is really important. They've only got so much time. It works out to 20 seconds each to get on that line, shoot your arrow and get off again before the next person goes on. So it's important that they're working together, they know what each other are doing.
The other thing you saw there, Quintero, Vistera looking up at the camera, is the heat here. Now look, Colombia and Mexico, they get plenty of decent weather, but it is particularly hot in Santiago, Chile at the moment.
Yeah, and that can definitely have a factor. You know, if archers become dehydrated, that can affect your concentration. So it's really important that they are staying hydrated throughout the day. They've been on the practice field earlier today, getting ready for this, warming up for this event. They might only shoot a few arrows each through the team round, but a lot have gone into this even today. So getting yourself prepared is really important.
Very difficult conditions at 32 degrees Celsius. I'll let you guys work that out in Fahrenheit. It is tough out there. Mexico trailing by a couple of points. Shoot first.
Yes, 10.
A cumulative score here, so you'll just see the score building and building and building. So it's 4 ends, 6 arrows per end.
Yes, 10.
Beautiful.
You'll notice they're shooting in sort of different target faces. It doesn't matter, there's no order they need to shoot these in. There just must be 3 in each target face by the end of this end.
Yes, 10.
I'd say Mexico found the middle of the target.
Yeah, looking strong and confident, aren't they? Both of these are absolutely world-class teams. We expect them to be scoring high, but it'll really depend on these conditions so we can see how windy it is, and maybe more windy on target number 1.
Yes, 10. Yes.
A little bit of a longer hold there for Suarez, but in the 10.
Yes, 10.
You can see the communication between the team there, talking about where they're aiming, if they need to change their sight at all.
Yes, 10.
Are now part of the team that won the World Championships this year. Bronze in 2019 in the team event.
Yes, 10.
Well, perfect 60 in the second end for Mexico. So solid, full draw
9.
So one drop point there from Colombia, no drop points from Mexico, so the gap closes just a touch.
El equipo de México tiene puntaje perfecto. 10, 10,
But,
10.
was there a question mark over that Lopez final arrow, Nikki?
Yeah, we couldn't quite see it, could we? It was behind another arrow, but it could potentially be near the line, I think. So wait for the judge's call.
So provisionally a 1:16 for Colombia and a 1:15 for Mexico. Well, my Spanish isn't that great, but I think I heard a nuevo in there, which was a 9, so I think we are going to see the scores confirmed as a 1:16 for Colombia and a 1:15 for Mexico.
Resultados oficiales después de esta segunda tirada. Target number 1, 116 points. Target number 2, 115. Paca número 1, 116 puntos. Paca número 2, 115 puntos.
So the 9 from Sara Lopez, allowing Mexico to close the 2-point gap by a single point at the halfway stage. But Colombia still leading, 116 to 115. Mexico will shoot first again in the third and penultimate set. This is super high quality, Nikki.
Yeah, it really is. Like I say, 2 world-class countries.
And number 3, Quintero on the shooting line.
Yes, 10.
Now, I wonder if it's going to come down to the 2 youngsters on the Mexican and Colombian team. Here's Bernal, 19 years old. She puts it into the 9.
Yeah, there's a young archer in both these teams, but so far I think Sara Lopez has dropped 3 9s and a 10, so she'll be looking to get a few more points as well.
9.
Well, Quintero drops her first point with her 5th arrow. Here is the youngest member of the Colombian team, 21 years old. Slightly longer hold than her teammates.
9. Yes, 10.
Even with those flags behind them really ripping in the wind, they all look solid. They don't look like they're moving at full draw. Doesn't look to be affecting their aiming.
9.
So Quintero, I mean, we talk about Bernal here at 19 years old. Quintero is only 20. She puts it into the 9. And Bernal back in the middle of the target.
Nine.
Really long hold. You can see a little bit of movement.
9.
Mexico on the same score at this point. Scored a 10 and a 9.
Nine.
Bit of pressure here on Lopez. A 10 required to keep the scores level.
Yes,
Quick,
10.
smooth, beautiful shooting. So we've got it all level at 172 apiece between these two high-quality teams. And what a way to go into the final end, eh, Nikki?
Yeah, I think this is always going to be such a tight match. I couldn't have called it between the two of them. There's some absolutely world-class archers in these teams.
You mentioned, I was talking whether it was going to come down to the two youngsters, Maria Suarez, 21 years old, the world number 29 on the Colombian side, and Mariana Bernal, 19 years old, the world number 84 on the Mexico side, and there is the Colombian Suarez. But is it going to come down to her? Sara Lopez, 7 times Hyundai Archery World Cup final champion. It's been a tricky season for her.
Yeah, I mean, it has been a tricky season. I guess she's been knocked off the top spot for the first time in a long time. Ella Gibson coming out and taking 3 golds in the 3 stages of the World Cup that she attended. But, you know, Sara Lopez is a champion, you know, 7-time World Cup final winner. She's used to this, you know, she should be able to handle this pressure and big event, you know, but it's always that excitement of what's going to happen.
Yeah, we've been lucky enough to talk to Sara Lopez through the season. And she says, hey, you know what? Being world number 2 ain't bad. She's not wrong there. But this is a huge pressure situation. The continental title up for grabs in the compound women's team gold medal match. Esqueno eyeing the prize. It comes down to these final 6 arrows. And if we're all square after those, we'll have a shoot-off. End number 4.
Yes, 10.
You see there Sara talking to a teammate through the shot. It's really helpful just to hear somebody behind you saying those really good words that help you make this shot happen.
10.
Yeah, Suarez has taken a team gold on one of the stages this year at the Hyundai Archery World Cup Series. And here is Lopez.
Yes, 10.
Absolute superstar. Perfect through the first half of their 2 rotations for Colombia.
Nine.
Dropped point for Quintero.
Yes, 10. Nine.
Another drop point. Room to breathe for Colombia here. They can afford to drop a point in these next 3 arrows and grab the Pan American title. Well, both points gone in one shot from Alejandra Esqueno. I don't think anyone was expecting that.
Not at all. Big surprise.
Longer hold, but in the 10. Now, can the most decorated female archer pull it out the bag? Lopez into the 10 for a 230. So now this means Mexico have to be perfect in these next 3 arrows. Up first, 20-year-old world number 10, Daphne Quintero.
Yes, 10.
1 out of 3. 19-year-old world number 84, Mariana Bernal. Into the 10. It now comes down to the 22-year-old world number 11, Andrea Becerra. A 10 to force the shoot off. Anything less and Colombia are champions. It's in the 10. Well, what a match this has been, and there's more to come. I'm absolutely delighted to say, and I'm also delighted to say, Nikki Hunt, it's your favourite thing yet again.
Don't you just love a shoot-off? I mean, it's the best part of it. Now I'm commentating and not in there shooting. It's great.
Oh, look, whilst we've got a bit of time as they change the target faces, we have clean faces for a shoot-off. Tell us how this shoot-off works.
Yep, so each archer is going to shoot 1 arrow. We're going to alternate between the teams, so we'll have, I think it'll be Colombia up first, shoot the first arrow, then we'll switch between the teams, 1 arrow each. The score first, the highest score, but if they do tie on score, then the closest arrow to the middle.
Look, I mean, the way this is looking, they could all shoot 10s here.
Yeah, absolutely. They really, really could. And then it literally will be closest to the middle. So, you know, you've really got to shoot the best shot you can, but enable to do that is just stick to your process. Try not to think about the outcome.
Boy, look here at Esqueno's 8. Is that going to be a factor? I mean, she came back. She shot a 10 first, but she's shot, what, 5 10s, 2 9s, and an 8. Is the pressure on her? Because she's going to be shooting first.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to give you a lot of confidence. Is it the last arrow you just shot in this round? You got an 8, so you've got to put that behind her right now. Get back to a normal process. She's a great archer. She's done this multiple times on this world stage, so she is well capable of doing it.
What a fantastic match we've got to start this session. Colombia versus Mexico. Quintero there, and the Mexican team trying to keep calm, smiling. Seeing that a little bit on the Colombian side now, trying to stay relaxed. And there is the 21-year-old, the 19-year-old Bernal. There is the 21-year-old Maria Suarez, the 2 youngest members of the team. What pressure this is. 3 arrows per team, 1 per archer, and this for the Pan American title in the compound women's team division. Huge moments about to begin with Alejandra Esqueno. The 29-year-old Colombian is the world number 9. She's a 3-time team world champion. And Colombia have the Pan American title at the moment. They won it last year. Here we go. Shoot-off time. Colombia versus Mexico.
Quite a lot of movement. You can really hear the wind on the microphones.
Into the 10 now. Oh, that wrist support, the coach really needs to put it on, because Esqueno packs a punch with our high 5. Switching over to Mexico, they alternate now. Quintero on the line. Into the 10. Now we've got to keep an eye on how close these arrows are to the spider, the very center of the target, as Maria Suarez steps up. Into the 10. Mexico have the closest arrow to the center at the moment. Over to the 19-year-old Mariana Bernal. Oh, there was a bit of movement in there, but she managed to get it into the 10. Sara Lopez. pushes it out. Now that's wide. It's going to be a 9, I think, but massive opportunity here now for Andrea Becerra. She's at full draw. Where's this going to go? It's into the 9 as well. Now, I think that Mexico, with their very first arrow from Daphne Quintero, are closest to the center. Nikki, you're the expert.
Totally agree. I think they had a closer arrow to the middle within that X ring, and yeah, they've seen it. They've looked down those scopes. Although they've tied, they've got 29 each team, but that closest arrow to the middle is what has set them apart. Just
well, we've got to wait for final confirmation. The calipers have come out, but look, just by sight, 50 meters down the range. Here we go. It is indeed Mexico who have taken the compound women's team Pan American Championship title of 2022 here in Santiago, Chile. What a brilliant performance from Andrea Becerra, Mariana Bernal, and Daphne Quintero.